Golden nuggets. Come on, baby. So last week we talked about getting what you want faster, yeah? So let's do that one more time. Put out your hand. Everybody put out your hand. Rika, put out your hand. And imagine you want something in your hand. Imagine it, whatever it is. And just for the purposes, that's easy. Let's say $100,000. Who would like $100,000? Okay, so just imagine a big stack of $100,000 right there in your hand. Now you're going to hold it, close your fist, and you're going to bring it to your heart. Bring it to your heart. So here's the thing. Somewhere out there in the future, there's $100,000 waiting for you, right?
Yes.
If you work long enough, let's say you make $50,000 a year, and you were able to keep all of it, that's just 2 years away. That's not how life works, but you get the idea, right? So that's 2 years away, and the only question is, how do I get it sooner? I want it faster. If your business is currently collecting $1 million a year, how do I get that faster? How do I do that in 6 months? Or how do I grow my business to 10 million faster? Okay? So the first question is, how do I get what I want faster? And we talked about that last week. True? Yes?
Yes.
Now, why do you need it faster?
Because you don't live forever.
Close.
Too much time. You want to be able to enjoy.
Here's, write this down, number 2. You are going to die. 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 And I tell you all that, and you go, yes, Dr. Vuong, I know, but you go first, Dr. V. Everybody says, I know, but you first. We always think they're gonna die first. It's not gonna be me. When you hear about somebody dying tragically, you go, oh, that's so terrible. What a tragedy. She was so young. Or he lived a long, good life. But that's gonna be you someday. Does that make sense? There's a saying that says we are all given 2 lives. The first life starts, and it always makes me cry when I say it. The first life starts the day you're born. And the second life starts the day you realize you only have 1 life. You only have 1 life, okay? So, 2 lives. And the second life starts when you realize you only have 1 life. Now, what I do for you is this. I connect these two. If you understand you only have 1 life, my mission is to get you to understand that faster. If I can get you to understand this faster, there is no issue with like cravings. There's no stupid questions like, what's a healthy snack, Dr. V? Because you don't care about that small shit. Does that make sense? Now, some of you guys are just starting the journey, and some of you guys have had surgery, and some of you guys are feeling me. The day you realize you only have 1 life, you're gonna sit there and go, how do I live my life faster? Yes?
Yes.
Now, we all talk about bucket lists. Who knows what a bucket list is?
Yes.
All the stuff you want to do before you die, yes? I say screw a bucket list. I don't like bucket lists. I have instead what?
A live list.
A live it list.
I call it something else.
You want to live it. You want to live it, okay? So what I want you to do is draw a line. Now, whatever age you are now, and then death, the day you die. I'll use me for example. I'm 45. I know I look good. I'm 45. And we all want to say, I'm going to live long time. You might or you might not. You might or might not. But let's say on average, make the math easy, I'll die at 85. My dad died at 65. So if you take your dad as an average, I mean, I might not have 40 years left. I might only have 20 years left. Okay? So let's say this is 40 years. Yes? Y'all do this stuff here. And then this timeline, you can start putting a lot of dashes. Like that. This is your live it list. All the things you want to do. Right? So, write a book. Start a business. Make $1 million. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Sounds kind of nice. Hey, I'm a millionaire. Whew, sounds pretty good. I like that. Not a bad goal to have. I'm a 100,000-aire. Not so cool. I mean, just not, doesn't have the same ring to it. Does that make sense? I have $1,000, just not that cool, right? For me, I always joke about this, but I gotta kiss Jennifer Aniston, right? Oh, is she?
You didn't.
What? So kiss Jennifer Aniston. So I've been saying that shit for 5 years since I've been here, right? Setting big ass dreams, big ass goals. And then I have a friend named Scott Duffy. He says, "Hey, Dr. V, what do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to go to the Maldives. I want to do rainforest, this or." And then I jokingly said, "I want to kiss Jennifer Aniston." And you know what his response was? He goes, "Well, actually, I do know her people." And I went, "And you're waiting till now to tell me this? What's the deal?" So that's been out there for the last 5 years. I just didn't know how to get it to me faster until I mentioned it to the right dude. You understand that? How do you think this ESPYs things came about? I got around the right dude, right? So, kiss Jennifer Aniston, business, whatever you want to do, and then when you have your live it list, now the question is, how do I live it what? Faster. How do I live it faster? So here's what I want you to do. You have this 45 years, 40 years, whatever your timeline is. I need you to do this. I need you to compress this time. So if I have 10, let's say I have 20 things on my list for the next 45 years, who says I can't do those 20 things this year? Why not do all 20 things this year? I don't need to wait 40 years. And if you get the stuff done now, instead of taking 40 years, it's only taking me 5 years. So what have I done? I've compressed time from 40 years down to 5 years. Y'all got that? Does that sound cool or what?
Yeah.
That says Dr. Vuong, that sounds all nice and theoretical and stuff, but how do you do that? I'm going to tell you 2 big tips. Let's start by these. Number 1, don't fuck up. It's the big mistakes. So by this I mean avoid the big mistakes. Are we all going to make mistakes?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, that's how you learn and grow, is you make mistakes. You need to burn a few fish dishes before you get good at cooking fish. I get it. Those are small mistakes. I'll tell you a big mistake: marrying the wrong guy. Having a baby too soon. Big mistakes. Getting in over your head without asking for help. Owning too much real estate and being underinsured when a hurricane comes and kills you. I promise you that is a huge mistake. It set me back 12 years. I'm still not where I should be financially. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's a big mistake. Now if I had someone to tell me, "Ooh, Doc, you better get more insurance on that," I would have avoided a huge mistake in my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now I'm way overinsured. I'm way overinsured. I have this thing on my car called gap insurance. You know what gap insurance is? What's gap insurance?
Covers you in case of total demolish or...
No, it's the difference between like what your car's valued and how much you owe on it. So if your car's totaled,
Pay it off.
Yeah.
He gets paid.
but it's only worth $10,000, but you still owe $15,000 on it, there's a $5,000 gap. I have gap insurance on that. So I know it's weird, you probably don't believe it, but every now and then I might go to Nob Hill and I might have too much to drink maybe. And I'll Uber home. And my friend's like, "Aren't you worried about your car?"
Nope.
Like, no. Like, why not? I got plenty of insurance. In fact, the next day, if I show up and the car's still there, I'm kind of pissed off. I'm hoping someone comes by and like steals it, shreds it. I'm like, woo! I'm covered. Get a brand new car. That's a whole different feeling than going home and worrying, "Oh my God, is my car going to be there tomorrow?" Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you avoid these big mistakes, the big mistakes, right? Number 2, how do you compress time? Shortcuts. You get around the right people to teach you the shortcuts. See, raise your hand if you know you have a book inside of you. There's a story you want to write, a book you always want to do. All of y'all have a story to tell. Now, if you listen to your average people that y'all hang out with, they're going to tell you writing a book's hard. Nathan, this is Chef Nathan, by the way. Writing a cookbook is hard. That'll take you 4 or 5 years. I'm sitting here, dude, you're listening to the wrong people. You want to write a cookbook, I'll show you how to do it in 2 months. That's if you're slow. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've got the shortcuts. You just need to get around the right people. So this leads me to the next thing is proximity. You got to get around the right people who know. I had to make friends with a guy who knows Jennifer Aniston's people. I had to make friends with a guy who can get me to the ESPYs and the Grammys and the Oscars. They have the shortcuts. Does that make sense? And that's how you're going to compress your time. But most of the people that we hang out with, they don't get these concepts. They think, they'll say, anyone who says, I'm doing all right. No, you're not. They're full of it. They're delusional. Do not take advice from anybody who says, I'm doing all right. They're not. Okay? So, you have this just, I love this term, and it's often used in Buddhist terms. It's our precious human life. We have this precious human life. And we waste it. We waste it all the time. No one really knows what's going to happen when you die. I know there's a lot of people who believe certain things are going to happen, but no one actually knows. True? So if you don't actually know what's going to happen, then with your time you have with this precious human life, why not do the most you can? Why not do your entire live it list this year, for the next couple of years? Make it happen. Compress the time, fill it back up again. Because as far as we know, we don't get another shot at this. Does that make sense, y'all? Mm-hmm. And if you get this concept, then obesity is easy to fix. Y'all understand that, right?
Yes.
Losing weight will be easy. You understand that? Yes? Y'all have a good group this week?
Yes.
All right. Cool, get out of here. Faster, get out of here.